In the previous class, we have studied about the types of microorganisms and the growth of microorganisms. So today we will see some useful microorganisms. That means the organisms that are useful to human beings in different ways, like commercial uses, medicinal uses, agricultural uses, and environmental uses. We can divide the use of the microorganisms into four ways, that is commercial, medicinal, agricultural, and environmental. So first of all, we will see the commercial uses of microorganisms. The commercial uses again divided into three categories, that is making bread, making curd and cheese, making alcoholic beverages. So when making curd, we know that while making curd or baking the curd, we need to prepare the dough, which involves the addition of flour, salt, sugar, yeast cells and water. So yeast here produces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide. Yeast is reproducing very fast and producing carbon dioxide, due to which the dough rises and the volume increases. So when the bread is baked, the carbon dioxide is released, leaving behind pores that makes the bread porous and spongy. You might have seen the breads are very porous and spongy. That is because of the yeast cell, because yeast produces carbon dioxide during respiration, and when the bread is baked, the carbon dioxide releases, leaving behind the pores, which makes the bread porous and spongy. So here for making bread, yeast is used because it produces carbon dioxide. So similarly, if you will see making curd and cheese, you might have seen at your home that your mother or everybody know at our home what we are doing, how we are preparing the curd. We are taking a spoon of curd, then we are adding to it to the warm milk. You might have seen at your kitchen your mother is doing the same. They are taking a little amount of curd or a spoon of curd and mixing into the warm milk and keeping overnight, or they are keeping aside for few hours. Then the milk is changing to the curd. So they are mixing a small amount of curd to the warm milk, and after some time the whole milk is changes to the curd. So why? No, because the curd contains a bacteria that is called lactobacillus. Curd contains a bacteria that is called lactobacillus. Lactobacillus bacteria help multiply in the milk and help to coagulate, or it coagulate it to form the curd. So lactobacillus bacteria helps to make curd. So similarly for making cheese and paneer, that also involves the use of lactobacillus bacteria and another bacteria that is called streptococcus. So for curd, lactobacillus bacteria is used, and for cheese and paneer, lactobacillus and streptococcus bacteria is used. Next is our making alcoholic beverages. So it needs to, the alcoholic beverages, here it needs to convert sugar into an acid or an alcohol, and the process where the sugar is converted to acid or an alcohol by the action of microorganisms, that is called fermentation. That process is called fermentation. So commercially yeast is used. Yeast is used for the commercial production of alcohol or wine, like it is added to the grains like barley, grapes, rice, wheat to produce beverages such as beer and wine. So the process where sugar is converted into acid or alcohol by the action of microorganisms, that process is called fermentation, and mostly yeast is used for the fermentation. Yeast is used for the fermentation, that is yeast is added to the barley, grapes, rice, wheat to produce beer and wine. Along with these, microorganisms also used in the production of vinegar, toothpaste, pickles. For all these things also microorganisms help us. So next we will see the medicinal uses. After commercial uses, now we will see the medicinal uses of the microorganisms. So medicinal uses also can be classified into two types, like making antibiotics and making vaccines. So here also you can divide into two categories, that some are used in making antibiotics and some are used in making vaccines. So the medicines that destroy disease causing microbes, those are known as antibiotics. So first of all, here what is antibiotics? The medicine that destroy the disease causing microbes, that are known as antibiotics. Certain bacteria and fungi are used in the production of these medicines, such as penicillin, which is obtained from Penicillium, streptomycin and tetracycline, obtained from Streptomyces. These are the examples of antibiotics. So the antibiotics means the medicines that destroy the disease causing microbes. Antibiotic indicates the medicine. The antibiotics indicates the medicine that destroys the disease-causing microbes. For example, you can take penicillin, that is obtained from penicillium. Similarly, streptomycin and tetracycline, they are obtained from the streptomyces. These are the examples of antibiotics, which is the medicine that destroys the disease-causing microbes. So next is our making vaccines. So vaccines, what is that? When we are making vaccines, when the disease is caused microbes attack our body. So when the disease causing microbes is attacking our body, it starts producing substance called antibodies. These antibodies fight and destroy the microbes, and after that these antibodies remain in the body to fight for future invasions. So when a disease is attacking us and our body, in result it is preparing or producing some antibodies which is fighting and destroying the microbes. So after that these antibodies is remaining in the body to fight future invasions. So a vaccine is the preparation of killed or weakened disease causing microbes. What is a vaccine? Vaccine is the preparation of killed or weakened disease causing microbes. So when a vaccine is introduced in the body of a healthy person, the body produces antibodies. So when a vaccine is introduced, the body produces antibodies, and antibodies remain in the body and protect us from possible future infections by the same microbes. So vaccine is the preparation of killed or weakened disease causing microbes or microbes that causes diseases. So when the disease causing microbes attack our body, it produces antibodies. So similarly, when a vaccine is introduced in the body of a healthy person, the body produces antibodies. That antibodies remain in the body and protect from the possible future infection by the same microbes. Some microbes are also used as food supplements. For example, chlorella lives inside the human body and helps in the digestion of the food. So chlorella helps in the digestion of the food. Next is our agricultural uses. So plants need some minerals to grow. Plants also need nitrogen to grow. So nitrogen present in air cannot be used by plants directly. Like carbon dioxide, plants cannot absorb nitrogen from air directly. So there are some bacteria and blue-green algae which are able to change the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds like nitrates and nitrites that can be absorbed by the plant. There are some bacteria and some leguminous, they are living in the leguminous plants, in the root nodules of the leguminous plants. There are some bacteria and some blue-green algae are there which are able to change the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds, that is nitrates and nitrates, because the direct form of nitrogen the plants cannot absorb, but the nitrite or the nitrate form can be absorbed by the plants. So this process is called nitrogen fixation. These microbes, those who fix nitrogen to enrich soil with nitrates and increase the fertility of the soil, they are called biological nitrogen fixers. Those microbes are called biological nitrogen fixers. So there are some bacteria that fixes nitrogen to enrich the soil with nitrates and increases the fertility of the soil. So those microorganisms are called biological nitrogen fixers. There are few bacteria which are able to do so, and they are called biological nitrogen fixers. Next is our environmental uses. So here microorganisms help in decomposition of the waste such as plants, vegetable, fruit from houses and gardens. Also these waste materials are converted into useful manure by the microorganisms, or they are also these microorganisms who help in decomposition. They are also called decomposers. And decomposers are very important for the environment because they decompose the fruit and vegetables or the plant matter or animal matter and convert them into useful manure. So in some villages all the natural waste is converted into biogas and manure. The biogas makes an excellent fuel for domestic use as compared to wood or cow dung. So that biogas is also prepared using the natural waste. So microbes also help in the decomposition of dead animals. So microorganisms, they also decompose the dead animals. They are also used in sewage treatment plants to clean the water of natural and organic waste. So decomposers are very essential for the environment because they are able to decompose both the dead and decaying matter and both the matter of plants and animals also. So because of them only our environment or surrounding is clean, because the dead and decaying matter are decomposed and converted into useful manure and it is mixed in the soil. Sometimes it is also the natural waste is also converted to biogas and manure, and these microbes also used in the treatment of clean water, used in the treatment plants to clean the water of the natural and organic waste. Now, so please read the book. Next class we will study about harmful microorganisms.